All right, well, there we go.
BJ, hit the
Well,
siren one more time. Hit the siren one more time.
uh-oh.
Uh-oh. We
Broadcast
are
alert.
fucking live.
We are
We
live.
are
Welcome,
live.
gentlemen. SquadKast Podcast, episode 25. How's everybody doing today?
We good. We good.
I'm doing okay. It's noon. It's
Hey,
noon.
peace and black power. Peace and black power.
All
Black
right.
lives matter.
We might have Jesse here joining us after a bit, but until then, I suppose we'll just get into it. We were kind of chopping up there before we hit the old go live button. But basically, today I think it's just going to be a continuation of talking about what's happening around America right now. The last week has been interesting to say the least. Everybody getting the siren treatment right now?
Not me. Not yet.
Yeah, not yet, right. I'm still waiting for it to roll out here out west. There we go.
All right, mine's is going
J-Dub
off.
with us. What's happening, brother?
What up? What up? What up?
All
It's
right.
good.
What up, big bro?
You got sirens going off in your neighborhood?
Who, me? No.
Oh, okay. All right, they're going off. There we go. Well, here we are, just in time. Everybody's here. SquadKast Podcast. What's cracking, everyone?
It was good.
What up?
Once again, I guess we already asked this question. So, but I was just saying, Jesse, that we're just going to continue what we were kind of talking about last week. Basically, what's happening right now in America, and in our own cities here. Campo just made a funny comment about your snap last night about you sweating like a motherfucker, talking
I
about what's
was.
going on up there.
I missed it. I gotta check it.
I was sitting in the garage at the time.
That's what bro told me. I was like either bro working out or I don't know, but he was hot as hell in that motherfucker, and I was like, "You sweating your ass off, Paul."
Right,
Like,
right.
I swear I thought he was working out though, bro. I really did.
Nah, my workout shit is in the basement. I was out in the garage.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
I
Yeah.
actually just got through
Well,
cutting the grass when I did that.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Makes
That
sense.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
right. Well, Jesse, let's start with you then, brother, because you did have some interesting comments. You were just talking about what's going on up in Iowa City right now.
Right.
Can you kind of break down what you said? You said you actually saw a couple things that make you a bit proud.
You can get mine if you want to. I need to get
Hold on.
mine too.
Say that again.
You said last night you were talking about you saw a few things that were that made you proud of the city. You said a few people came out.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, a few nights ago, they did the whole protest, and they I don't know if anybody was able to catch anything, but at the end of the protest, they were met by state troopers,
Right.
which the mayor of Iowa City came out and said that the city police weren't had anything to do with that, and that the state troopers were wrong for doing what they did, because as soon as they got to a certain point, they started deploying flashbangs and tear gas and shit like that. But and there was not necessary at all. But like I said, I was proud of the fucking town because they showed out, and they didn't let that deter them from going right back into the same area and doing the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy it's easy for a person to give up when you have shit like that happen. But
the cop shit at you,
when I say right, exactly.
beating you up.
When I say that I'm proud, that I was proud of the town, I didn't just put that to I'm proud of all the black folks that went out and supported the cause. I'm proud of everyone of every race that went out and supported that cause. Because I mean, if it's just black people out there doing it, then it's like nobody's gonna listen.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna fucking listen. I'm watching the stream, and only thing you see go across the stream is just, why don't these people get jobs? Why don't they go? Why don't they do this? It's like, hold up, pump your brakes. If that's your biggest problem, then we have a fucking serious problem here. You know?
Right. We got to have a different conversation.
Exactly. So, that's what made me proud. Period.
Yeah.
Just to see that people that aren't black have our backs. You feel me?
Right. It seems almost maybe the tide is changing, huh? Maybe it's
Absolutely.
just inevitable. There's so much information out there. Everyone's so connected now
It's
that it
it's
just is easy to rationalize why we maybe should be all getting along and not
it's
be.
Period.
what makes me happy is it's not just social media stuff now. A lot of people was putting up stuff just on social media to look a certain way, like, yeah, I support this, I support that, and it was like no footwork behind it. Now you're seeing the footwork, and that actually is like that's pretty dope. You're in
Word.
when you see footwork, that's like okay, now I can see something happening. The whole
Word.
social media stunting, no, that's not a look. That's not a good look at all. So
Exactly.
yeah. So
I
my
mean, and
bad.
then
I
you
didn't
have
mean to
these
cut you off,
people
Jesse.
out here. No, you're good. You're good. You have these people out here who are like, well, it's not going to change anything, like,
Mhm.
and I had somebody say that, and it's like, wait, fuck you mean it's not going to change anything? It's
Yeah,
not going to change anything if they don't want to listen.
yeah,
But this is where it goes. We ain't been listened to for how long?
Ever.
And exactly. And all you have all these other people out there like, oh well, they shouldn't be rioting and looting. Hold on. If we are talking, you're not listening. We
yeah.
talk, you don't listen. We peacefully protest, you don't listen. So what the fuck
We
we got to do
riot.
now?
You don't listen.
We fuck shit up. Exactly.
Mhm.
But I mean, like I said, they made it to the protesters here made it to the interstate, and everybody's like, oh, why are they on the interstate? That's not going to do anything. Fuck that. You make it to the interstate, that's when you start tapping pockets.
Yeah,
Then fucking people then they get bothered. The people, those higher ups get bothered. They're like, whoa, okay, well, we got to redirect traffic again. Okay, we got to redirect traffic again.
Hmm.
Okay, so this is like the third night we have to redirect traffic. We got to do something different because these people ain't fucking quitting.
yeah. I feel you.
Brian, I saw Mary out there getting a few photos
Yeah.
earlier this week. Did you get out there with her? Was she out
No, I was
around by herself? I know they were kind of moving around and stuff, and I didn't know if you were
no, I was
following
streaming.
in slow with the whip or what. So
No, I was streaming, and then she was like, "Oh, they're doing one down the street," and I was actually streaming. I don't know if you caught that, Jesse. We was doing the 9 minutes. It was like a black screen, just 9 minutes of blackness,
mm,
right?
Yes.
Yeah, we was doing that, and
Yep.
she ran off with the car real quick, so I didn't get to catch up. I was trying to finish that up real quick, but I heard there's one tonight. I'm gonna try to go and get some pictures. I'm gonna start hitting up the next couple to get some pictures. I mean, we really need. If you have a camera, get out there and start taking pictures of all this. Like this is some historical stuff going down right now. So we need as much as we can, picture wise, video wise, all that. So because it's going to be flipped in the end.
Oh, absolutely.
It's going to be flipped in the end. So we just need
well,
as
let me
much
ask the
documentation.
group this thing. Do
Uh,
you think that we really are on the eve of a change? Does it really feel like that's where we're going, or is it just not clear yet?
somebody else
Um,
want to answer that?
I feel like we could be on the cusp of change. I don't think we're there yet. I still
Yeah,
think we got a long way to go. Um, just seeing the I'm not going to pronounce it right. Solidarity between everybody as far as with the protesting, like Jesse said, is very heartwarming to see because you see so much division from what motherfuckers post on social media every day,
yeah,
and just to see everybody coming together is nice to see. But I feel like
Absolutely.
um, media is trying to use the riots to discredit the protesters in a
yeah,
sense, and I kind of think that is going to they're trying to push that to the forefront, so we can just keep with the positive, what I'm saying, story that's being pushed and just keep it positive. I think we good. We just got to try and actually change political shit, not
Yeah,
just
right.
protest. Because ultimately, if we don't change shit, it's not gonna really help us in the long run. We doing all this, not gonna say in vain, but ultimately, like if we don't get the changes that actually need to be done to actually help us, we did this shit for nothing.
yeah,
And it's not me
Yeah,
trying to be a negative Nancy, but I'm just saying.
no, that's absolutely true. With the
Hmm.
protests, it can only go so far before you have to see progress.
yeah.
Because if you don't see progress, like you said, it'll just be in vain.
Are we maybe at a boiling point? First of all, actually, before we say that, Capo, let me ask you that. What do you think, man? Do you think we are on the cusp of that change?
Um, First piece to all the brothers on the cast right now. What's up,
Put the rest of
y'all?
this.
And hope everybody's doing good, staying safe. Do I think we're on the cusp of change? It depends on. It depends on to me where you at. Are you looking at it from
What's up?
just your town, or are you looking at it from
Oh,
the whole big picture? When I protested a few days
babe,
ago with my brothers and
it's good.
sisters and everybody of all races, actually, which is a beautiful thing. There were some changes that came out of that. They lifted the curfew.
Yeah,
They made it to where felons have the right to vote now. Um, and there was a couple other things that were, things that were in demands that we made clear to the mayor when we went to his house. And then all of a sudden, he was writing shit down, and then all of a sudden,
Hmm?
shit started getting emotion, started
I can
changing.
drink it.
But that's just here where we live.
yeah,
But from a national standpoint, I think there will be some change with time. But I think more important is just that now more than ever, the whole world is on notice of what's going on. And I think that's very important. Like, I think there were a lot of naive individuals that either didn't want to accept what was going on and just wanted to or just was just blind to it. But now you can't be blind to it. You know what I mean? Like, with technology and all these damn videos popping up left and right of the mistreatment of black men and women, this shit has been going on since time immemorial, like I said before on the previous cast. But now more people are being aware. Some are still miseducated. Like, we just had the whole Drew Brees incident where
yeah,
he misspoke and very uneducated on what's going on. The quarterback Jake Fromm had sent some fucking text messages a couple years ago, some racist shit, and now
Illegal.
he's trying to, come clean and apologize. And you
Who?
know,
Some
this dude, he's a college quarterback, Jake Fromm out of Georgia.
Uh,
talking about he's an elite
Like
or some
20
shit.
2019 or something like that. He was sending text messages with a girl, uh, and he made comments about guns and how they should be super expensive, so only white people can afford them. And like, it was just some racist ass
He's
comments that he
he,
sent.
some shit about being an elite American or some shit. Some goofy shit like that.
So, and these were like texts that he sent out to this girl a few years ago, but she exposed them. And now, he's trying to save face and apologize, just like Drew Brees is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if y'all heard what he
right.
said,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
and then
That's
his
true.
apology that I mean, I think that when you speak freely, the first comment is how you truly feel.
yeah,
The
Absolutely.
apology is
Hmm.
you just trying to your apology is you just trying to save face in the
yeah,
media. But I'm not trying to deter off the question. I
Right.
think
No.
that people are making their point and they're making demands. I know that the protesters in Minnesota was able to get shit done. I think they made the chokehold like illegal
yeah. They did.
and made it to where they have to go through a whole new defense training and all
Well, I
type
think
of
they're
shit. So
proposing
Yeah.
these
things,
changes. I don't think they're in there yet, but absolutely, they have. They
I think
have.
they.
Like the first part of
No,
the political process starting.
I
Right.
think no, they banned the chokehold thing, bro.
Yeah, I
Like
think they
that's
Yeah,
Taking
they
did.
banned the
place.
chokehold.
Okay.
they did. That's done. So the point is, these our protests in our different cities, depending on where you are getting shit done. Like I said, with time on the national aspect, maybe there will be some change. It's going to take some time, but like I said, most important, people are aware more than ever now, and that's all. I don't want to say that's all we can ask for, but it's just like now you hear our cries because we've been saying this shit for so long,
Yeah.
so long. No matter how much evidence we
Absolutely.
produce,
Mhm.
no matter how much we say it, no matter how much we prove it, y'all didn't want to hear our cries. So,
Yeah.
like Brother Jesse
Absolutely.
said, now we got to tear shit up. Now we got to go to the extreme to be heard and to be able to get
Absolutely.
shit done. And it's always been like that in this country. You don't make change without having
Facts.
to like this country
Yeah.
like it started out in
It's
violence. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
See, right. I
it's a
was
fact.
making that same conclusion that
Yeah.
I don't know how this
So
doesn't get more violent and physical and bloodier at some point to see that real solid change because
Yeah.
that's what it's
Hmm.
taken every time. When they first came here and took this land, violence. When they decided they didn't want to deal with the United Kingdom anymore, violence.
the
When they were
Absolutely.
arguing about
the
slavery,
Revolutionary
violence.
War
Yeah.
Right.
when they wanted to break free from the British
Mm-hmm.
control, how you think that happened? You took a
Right.
stand, you took a revolt,
Mm-hmm.
you said, fuck that, we're not going to deal with you no more in your political and bullshit ways. And the
Yeah.
same thing is happening and it's been happening. It's going to continue to happen until, like I said before, we break the systematic bullshit of oppression to keep black people down. Not only
Mm-hmm.
blacks, but browns too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I feel you on that. Well,
The I don't know if you guys saw there's a clip out there from author Kimberly Jones where she talks about what it would actually take for for these changes that are needed to end systematic racism. And basically, I mean, her argument is just that 400 years of oppression, well, 450 if you take into account all the well, more than that, the Jim Crow era and all that type of shit too.
yeah.
And that it's not just as easy, obviously, as just saying, okay, well, we just make the law now that you can't do this stuff to black people because that doesn't end racism. And basically, it might potentially take another 350 years plus for this problem to sort itself out. And the only way really for it to happen is for basically our white counterparts, i.e. the folks who own the power structure, to just give it up. Reparations, I mean, you can call it reparations, you can call it a one-time payout, you can call it a stimulus check. I don't know, do y'all agree with that, or is there some sort of path on our own if people would just stop fucking with the power structure would just stop fucking with us? Can we build something out of our own, or will we inevitably have to come together in whole? Will that power structure have to actually give up some of its resources and power?
Well, I mean, it would have to, but then you gotta look at what history tells us. We had our own shit for a while.
Mhm.
They didn't like
Right.
that shit. Go back to
Mm-hmm.
Black Wall Street. They
Right,
burned
she
that shit
touched
down like it was
that on
nothing.
exactly. Yep. And Rosewood. Don't forget about Rosewood. That is
Exactly.
a real thing that happened, not just a
Absolutely.
crazy
The
good movie.
movie. Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah. Yeah. But even when you
Not a lot of
mention
people
them,
know.
my bad, D. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, bro. No,
Okay.
go ahead.
No, I was saying even if you mention those to people, like they still don't believe it. Like you have people out there saying, "Well, why don't you build your own stuff? Why don't you do this? Why don't we had it and y'all came through and destroyed it?" And they don't
Absolutely.
want to do the. I always they're out there telling people now read a book, and it's like, no, you read a book. This shit is real. Like y'all really came through. What was it last Sunday? 99 years ago, and destroyed Black Wall Street. Killed
Mm-hmm.
hundreds of black people.
Right.
Okay, so
And
why didn't you go back?
I seen that.
Go ahead. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, BJ, my bad.
No, you
I,
good. Go
I just
ahead.
want to say that I was on Instagram last night, right? And then you know how they play these videos, and it was this little white girl talking to her mom and dad about what's going on, right? And the mom and dad were just so gone, it was ridiculous. Like they were saying shit like, "No, we're not saying that what's going on is right, but I can't join their cause till they stop killing and shooting
Yeah,
each other,
yeah.
and till they stop wanting to sell drugs and get jobs and all this other shit, right?" And the daughter's like, "Well, why do you think that is? How do you think they got to that point?" And then that just made me think, like, yo, maybe a lot of these motherfuckers really don't understand how we got to this point. Like they think that
Absolutely.
it's just so simple to
They
just
don't
say,
want to
"Hey, just
understand.
pick up your boots and pull yourself up," as
Yeah.
the white Republicans like to say. But we was put in this position for a reason. And you think that it's just that easy for us to get out of that shit? Like, come on, man. Like, I don't want to, like, white America, y'all need to stop with that shit. Seriously. If that's how
Um,
you think, you need to stop with that shit and you need to educate yourself because that
Right.
is not what's going on.
my
And man,
If we was able to get jobs, hold on. If we was able to get jobs as easy as they think, what would we have to complain about as far as like poverty and shit like that?
right,
You know
we
what I
would
mean?
just
Like
go
it's
get the
just
jobs.
that
yeah.
right. We will always be gainfully
Hmm.
employed, working and generating some kind of income. But it just doesn't work that way and it's not set up that way. And it
Hmm.
just opened my eyes up a little bit more to think that there are several Caucasians, white Anglo Saxons, that are blind and don't know and don't want to understand or can't understand what really is going on and how we got to where we are.
Yeah. The whole black on black violence thing. I'm so tired of hearing that.
Bro, I was
That
about to say the same thing.
Hey,
and
When
it shows.
you adjust for income and age, black people kill each other at the same rate that their white counterparts
But
do.
this is the thing,
The
though. Like,
same
boom.
exact rate. And it's how the media portrays back black violence versus what the numbers actually are.
I
There
keep
is not an
telling them.
excessive amount of violence between black people. It's just that there's a larger amount of black people that live in poor places of plight that drive the type of situations that occur and end in gun violence.
But this is
That's
the
why rich people don't
Hmm.
shoot at one another. They have less reasons to do
no,
so.
they do. Don't get it
I
fucked
mean,
up.
they
They
do,
do.
but not the same way. Not there's
Don't
not
get it messed up.
there's not drive-bys in Beverly Hills. Okay, there
D,
is not gang
it's
activity in Beverly Hills.
D.
There are
It's just
not
not being
two
reported.
drug fiends, shooting it out over
There
some
you
sort
go.
of.
It's
It
just
just
not being
is.
D,
reported. Yeah.
it's not being reported. There is, and it's not being reported. This is the whole thing.
But even if you just look at the studies, though, that just doesn't. There is not an overwhelming. There is this default position in Western society that when black people kill each other, it is because of an over an instinctive moral failing that only black people have. Like that's only a thing that black people do. If you everyone already knows this, so if black people are killing each other, that's
Let
just
me
the way black people are. That is the fucking attitude towards it.
let me
And it
say this.
drives that narrative of how excessive the black on black crime is when it's all a tragedy. But if again you count for economics, it is at the exact same rate as all the counterparts. That's poor white people kill each other at the same rate that poor black people do.
Let me say
Facts.
this. Let me say this. I've been telling people that their math is just all screwed up. Their math is all screwed up. If let's say 70, I think it was 75% of America was considered Caucasian last year, right? 13% was African American.
Wow.
So if 10 African Americans, okay, so if 2 out of 10 commit violence, what's the numbers right there? Now, I'm not asking y'all to do it. Now, say there's 1,000 Caucasians right there, and 2 of them commit a crime. What's the numbers right there? That's what I'm trying to explain to people.
Right.
Like the math, y'all's math is so screwed up. Like
Mhm.
you're telling me I need an education. You can't even do basic math.
Right. Right.
like,
That's crazy. That's
like,
crazy.
and
So yeah, so that's what do you call that? it's disingenuous when people make that argument. Oh, well, if they stop killing each other, like what? That's not even, those two things aren't related.
Yeah.
And since when do
First
we
of all,
disregard human life so much that we wouldn't even want to stop them from killing each other? Well, let's help us tackle that problem. That's such a big fucking issue for
we
you.
don't,
It
we,
sells in fear.
we don't own no gun companies. We don't manufacture guns and all this other shit. That's all by the white man. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? All these big corporations and all that other shit, man. Like, yo, they just don't get it. And like I said before, they really have to educate themselves. They really do, because they are so far gone. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But some of them are comfortable in their box, so
Yeah.
you can't, you could tell someone to educate themselves, but if they're comfortable in their box, that's where they're going to stay. You know, like you said, some people just don't want to know the truth, and it's that simple.
Yeah.
Because I also believe it's how they came up. You know what I mean? Like when you have traditions, traditions of bad characteristics being taught, racial bullshit, bigotry, and all that other stuff, and like you live in a community like that, so that's all you guys are. You know, some people think that's just a way of life, and that's just how it is because all their family grew up that way. So when they see shit like this, they looking at it like, well, it's just another dead black guy, or whatever the case may be, or however they want to say it. But they probably think the brother did something wrong, even though, like shout out, rest in peace, brother Floyd. He was clearly handcuffed and everything, but yet you still hear people saying how he wasn't compliant, how he was being combative, and all we're saying, well, where? Because all the footage show different.
Guilty until proven
That
innocent.
just lets you know the psyche of some people.
Yeah.
He had to have done something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why did he have to do something? Is all black people have to do something to get in that position? I don't think so.
Yeah.
All black women? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm hoping now what we're seeing more than anything is all of this violence from police on white protesters. Like we ain't never seen anything quite like this before. That old guy that they cracked his head open, the lady on the bike that like 6 cops just beat the shit out of.
Yeah.
The cop who put his knee on the neck of that lady on the ground, and his partner had to pull his knee off after like 30 seconds of people screaming at him. And I just hope that is really what people are seeing, that inevitably the way these power structures work is just going to trickle down. If they got rid of black people, you think they'll just get rid of police? Like, no, they're just going to find the next group of people to fucking prey on.
Did you see what happened in fucking Washington? The president had these motherfuckers clear the protesters out so he can go take a bogus picture in front of the stage.
We don't even call him president.
Have you seen
that
that?
shit was fucked up. That shit was fucked
They
up.
went full force at people with them shields and shit, bro.
Right. Just crazy.
Fuck off their ass and everything, bro.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, it was
all the
ridiculous,
while in his speech, he's saying, "I'm an ally for peaceful protesters."
Yeah.
Right.
And that shit's going on while he's giving that speech, just so he could take a picture with that fucking Bible.
The hypocrisy is at an all-time high.
Was it really upside down? I didn't really get to, I can't see that. Was the Bible really upside down in the picture?
That's what they say.
It probably was. I wouldn't even question that if someone like, that sounds about right.
Right.
Even if I found out later, I'm still gonna run with it. I'm still running with it. That's how SNL would have wrote the skit. So
yeah, basically, yeah.
All right. Well, let me ask y'all this then. Do you think we should just get rid of police in general?
No.
Just think about it. BJ, I guess since you answered so quickly, why no?
No. You still gotta have them.
Keep them.
Yeah. You just gotta.
You just need better training. You know.
Yeah.
Better policies. You know.
What if
we just gotta have our own police?
Again. You know what the thing about that though is, there's going to be eventually somebody that's going to go on a power trip.
Right, a conflict of interest like a motherfucker.
Yeah, they're going to go rogue and do whatever they want to do again. I think we need to retrain. Maybe even, you know what? there at a certain point in life, you hear as a black man that you hear from somebody that the police are bad, and you don't want to deal with the police at all.
Me?
Mhm.
I've heard
I'll
it
tell you that
several
right
times.
now.
Yeah, I've heard it
Right.
several times too. We need to grab people from those communities and put them in the community. If I knew Rob, that was a police officer, and I know him from growing up with him, been in the streets with him, you know, school and everything, and he comes to me as a human being, I can talk to him. I'm not
Mhm.
snitch. I'm not going to do anything like that, but me and him can converse. Now, the officers that are on the streets right now, they don't converse with me. They talk at me. They don't talk to me. They
Mhm.
talk at me. You know, what are you doing? When I try to speak, you don't let me answer, and then you ask him why I'm not answering. Well, dipshit.
Exactly.
You know, I can't answer. Everybody has a story like that. They just need to be retrained and get the old way out of here. Get the racist ass
I
cops out of
think
here. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
I wholeheartedly agree with you.
Mhm.
But most important, I think that they have to implement certain laws and
Yeah,
disciplinary actions and really uphold these and make these people accountable. Like, look,
yeah,
what you like, you can't use this approach, you can't use this technique
yeah,
when you're dealing with, you know what I mean? Like they have to
A
do that
felony
type of
is a
shit. And
felony is a felony, no matter who commits it.
yeah,
Absolutely.
right, you know what I mean? Like, and they also have to break this cop band of brotherhood type shit where they all try to cover for each other. You know what I mean? Like I said, this shit's been going on for years, where they all want to stick with each other, even though they know
yeah,
somebody's doing wrong.
yeah,
Like for example, like in Minnesota, the come to find out supposedly that the other three cops were rookies. Like they hadn't been on the job long at all. And they whole defense is that they were just following orders from a superior officer. Whether it was right or wrong, they're just following
Mm-hmm.
orders. Are you mean that you guys are that desensitized that you're just gonna, no matter how new to the job you are, I understand you want to make a good impression on your commanding officer,
Mm-hmm. You
but it's
abandon
times
all
like that.
humanity.
Right. See, it's times like that where they have to be some kind of laws implemented to say you can't do this shit, and if you do, you're going to the can or you're facing this disciplinary action or whatever. To really instill
yeah,
fear into these guys, to let them know you just can't do this shit.
yeah,
That's the only way.
Yep.
yeah.
Black, what you think? Would you get rid of the police, or do we still need them?
I mean, ultimately, you really think the motherfuckers gonna get rid of the police?
Well,
They'll
I
never
mean,
do
I
that
don't know that
shit.
I think that they are, but should we?
Honestly, I mean, it would be nice with all the police brutality, with all the bullshit going on. It would be nice, but I just don't see the motherfuckers doing it. And I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy, like I said. But all this, what's the shit we keep saying? Like this donating to
Yeah.
Black Lives Matter and all that. Okay, we see that they're donating, but what is the action gonna come from all this donating of this money? All that shit is a tax write off for every motherfucker that done donated all that fucking money. I'm
You
not,
want
like I said,
to?
I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy, but I want to see
What
the,
does that got to do with
you
the
know what I'm
police,
saying?
brother? What does that got to do with the
My,
police?
oh my god. Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm
You
rambling.
got a little lost
I
in the
mean,
sauce. That's
shit.
okay. That's okay.
Because I mean, with the police, I mean, shit, yeah. And who the fuck wouldn't want to get rid of them? I mean, dealing with all the police brutality and all that shit. But I just don't see that happening ultimately. It would be nice, but no, I don't see it happening.
There's a saying called "Who watches the Watchmen." I don't know if y'all ever seen the
Right.
Watchmen.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
so there needs to be something over the police that we can go to and be like, yo, they got to have common sense, first of all. Let's put that out there. They got to have common sense. I can't stand when a police officer can come up to me and be erratic, can just be everywhere with his emotions, but I'm supposed to stay calm.
Mm-hmm. He can
I
even
can,
try to get me escalated. He can even try
yeah,
to get me excited. Even lie to me
yeah.
about shit to see what my reaction's gonna be.
Me and you can have a problem, D, and the cop can escalate. Me and you could just be arguing, and at the end of it, because of a cop, there could be a dead body.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't
Absolutely.
even going to make it that far between me and you. and there is
Right.
going to be a dead body. They got to have some kind of way where they need to calm the hell down. Because if I have to calm down, you need to calm down. That's the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can't walk up on me with your gun out, which I've had happen several times.
And you trying to aggressively getting me to calm down? Like that's
Yeah.
an oxymoron in and of it. Get your hands off me, number
That-
one. Like, what?
That is the weirdest thing. You have a gun in your face and you're supposed to calm down. How in the hell do you calm down with a gun in your face?
Mm-hmm.
And somebody behind it, you know, will get off if they pull that trigger.
Right. Right.
It makes no sense.
Yep.
You know, I think I'm with Black in that it would be nice. I'd like to find that fantasy scenario where we do get rid of the police, because it would require a lot of other changes in the community and society as a whole. Obviously, you know, self-policing, discipline, better education, infrastructure, all those type of things that really got to come around to resolve why police are needed in the first place. But I would like to see cops disarmed personally, like British police, no guns except for those with special training. Maybe one cop in the whole group's got a gun, or they're called in as backup when it appears or there is that danger. But just cops cruising the streets with guns, because of this narrative how brave and hero they are, that they are so scared to death that every interaction with the public is going to get them gunned down. Like I can't understand this. How are you a hero, but you're so scared of just doing traffic stops? You know, and if that's the problem, then it seems like y'all need to further your efforts as to what's wrong with the communities you're policing that create this imaginary danger. You don't just shouldn't have full rights to carry a gun, pull it out, put your hands on it, threaten people with it. I just seen a video recently of some guy, just a cop flashing a light in someone's face, pistol drawn at it before he even asked him for his driver's license.
Yeah.
Just, that's crazy.
Can
You
I
shouldn't
ask you
get a
a
I
gun.
feel
No,
I
go ahead.
feel
time.
like we need to get I feel like we need to get back to when I was talking about the whole Black Panthers and all that, like last week. We got to get back to that type of energy where we, as far as like when they created policing the police, like we have to have people like us trained and know how to use guns, because like I keep referencing the all left motherfuckers that went to that state capitol. Yeah, we know bloodshed, but they would not be as quick to try and fuck with us because we have trained motherfuckers that know what the fuck they doing, and they got fucking tools on deck. That shit, like I said, I'm not on no rebel shit, but I feel like if we put forth that energy, just like with this protesting shit, and really put forth some numbers, it's strength in numbers, bro. We can do whatever we can do with anything we need to do and get done if we got everybody behind us. If we can do that shit with protesting, we can do that shit with Black Panther Party again. And then I was shocked to see they actually had a party in Des Moines, Iowa, back in the day. Shocked the shit out of me. I just saw it a couple of days.
That's interesting. Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah.
And some more racial shit happened back then, like bombing or like motherfuckers tried to start some tension shit back then. It was surprising to the motherfucker to read that stuff. Never knew.
I'm gonna have to go locate that. That does sound interesting.
Hey, let me ask you a question though. You said disarming the cops. Are we too far gone for that though?
It just kind of depends, because obviously for that to happen, the main reason British police are able to be unarmed is because they have very strict gun laws in the United Kingdom. Most cases, people can only have shotguns and only for hunting, and you got to get special licenses and permissions. Like there's like 100,000 of these licenses, or a few 100,000 of these licenses even in the country as it is. So they're just cops just don't run into it like that out there. So
I won't say hell yeah. So I'll ask that question since you just said that. What's preventing us from changing our laws to some shit that they got like over there? They'll never do that. We too violent, as y'all said at the beginning of our fucking episode.
Because the thing is, we got to take back guns. It's not like, oh, well, let's just stop selling them. We're already like a 3-to-1 ratio for guns in this country. So you're right. Getting the guns back, pulling those guns back in. And not that I'm even necessarily a fan, but getting them from the people we know who are going to flip shit about getting their guns taken away. Yeah, you're right. That is that's a scary venture. And I can't pretend I know exactly what the solution or wording of the law is to appease a motherfucker like that. But clearly, you know, and I mean, I like guns in the sense that like they're a cool piece of machinery, but I can also rationalize with if I had a magic wand, if I could make all the guns go away, I sure the fuck would. I sure the fuck would.
But then next we're going to be banning like sharp sticks and rocks and
My wand only works on guns. So
I
after
mean,
that, it's up to the people what we're gonna do about sticks and rocks, you know. So
it's just people got to realize that just because you have a gun doesn't make you Billy Badass. Doesn't make you,
Exactly.
you know, the king. Everybody got a gun nowadays. Let's be honest. Everybody got a gun nowadays, legal, illegal.
Or illegal.
You know it. So when you talk about guns, remember, people have guns too. That's the one thing I'm sick of on Facebook and all that other stuff. People, I have a gun. I will protect. Well, I will protect mine too. And I have, you know, you're
Right.
trying to protect a club. There was I don't know if y'all seen that recently here. There was a club owner, and he was talking about he's going to go live with his ammo. He's going live with his ammo. If you come to his club, he's going to shoot you. And it's like, well,
Wow.
it was. What you say, Black?
Was it Tipsy Crow? I don't want to say the wrong name, but I know that
Yeah.
they was a part of some racial shit
Yeah,
too.
yeah. But
oh, okay, yeah, that's who it was. Locally, it was the Tipsy Crow. Right.
You're trying to protect the club. I got 3 kids and a wife. I'm going back home to. I'm coming out this bitch swinging.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, don't sit there and be like, because you have a gun, you're Billy Badass. First of all, let's just stop that right there. Let's for real stop that. And you're known for being racist. You got a Kaepernick jersey as a floor mat. You have,
Exactly.
yeah, you have. So
It's pathetic, man.
Yeah.
Fucking pathetic. To
it's
display
wild.
that type of fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
I mean, it's one you can feel how you want to feel, but just to wear it like it's some sort of badge,
yeah,
and that just disgusting.
yeah. And then don't tell me you're not racist.
Right? Yeah.
So,
Right. For sure. For sure.
Sit right here, bud.
Well, gentlemen, you know, I guess let me end it on this question here. Then, is there? You think there's any one thing that would solve systematic racism in America? What would it be? If it was simple enough, if you could find, or where's the one place we start with? Is it the police? Is it with poverty? Is it with
I mean,
income gap? Is it with food scarcity? I mean, what is the where's the one place we should be starting? Are we at the
I'll
right place
start.
right now? Go ahead, brother.
Honestly, I can't give a direct answer to that because thinking about it, I get the whole Black Lives Matter movement and I get it, but it's a lot of different aspects, whether it's job, you know, placement, advancement, whatever the case may be. But yeah, we progressing, but you know what I'm saying? What's preventing motherfuckers in the job workforce from still holding shit over a black man's head or from advancing to a said position that he wants to get? You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
get
Exactly.
everybody's for us, but how do we really like where's the act like I don't know, I'm trying not to rant and ramble, but I feel like I said, I just where's the action gonna come from? Like how are we really gonna show that y'all really are doing this change and that's just in that aspect of I guess job advancement wise. And that maybe I'm not thinking more outside of the box, 'cause that's just jobs, other things as well.
Right. I could appreciate that. BJ?
when I look at Black Lives Matter, I look at all that though. Am I looking at it wrong? Can somebody can somebody tell me?
For sure.
No,
I mean,
I agree.
Okay. First of all, there needs to be some kind of. I mean, this question is like kind of unfair because you can't narrow it down to one thing. But
Yeah.
Where would you start then? Where is the
we
one
need some
thing you would just-
understanding. We need some understanding. We need people to sit down and listen to what the hell we are saying first. If you can get people to sit down, listen, and actually take the time to like research it and look it up, I think they would notice what's happening. They just don't want to notice what's happening right now. They like Brother DJ said, like, you know, it's always pointed back on us. They need some kind of understanding. Maybe it wasn't us. Maybe this cop had a bad day and he just wanted to tear something up. And I was a person on the street at that time and I caught the bad end of it. We just need understanding. That's how I feel. We need some understanding. Sit down, listen, like shut the hell up and listen. Don't listen to respond. Just listen. listen.
I
So
really,
go ahead. No, you're good.
I keep saying this. I don't want to be the negative person, but I really can't agree with motherfuckers saying that the listen thing. I
Okay.
feel like we've been talking about this shit for centuries upon centuries, and it's not
Okay.
like motherfuckers didn't see this shit or they haven't been seeing it. I just feel like it's bullshit and it's a cop out for them to keep saying this. Oh, we didn't know or they don't understand. Like we just talking out our like it enrages me to just try and
No, I
wrap that
feel
shit around my head.
I
I
feel you.
really, like I said, like I said, I've just been trying to stay off Facebook because comments and it's a bunch of shit, goofy
So
shit. I can
let,
tell y'all.
let me put it this way.
Let
Like,
me let me.
no, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, DJ. You good?
All I want to say is I agree with brother BJ in this sense that this question is so broad you can't put
Yeah.
it down to one thing.
Yeah.
But if I like brother BJ said, we need people to sit and talk with us for understanding.
Yeah.
I get that. But my thing is, I think it goes a little bit further and deeper than that.
Oh, it
I
does.
think that I think we have to get these people to recognize us as fucking people because for years, centuries, we have not been looked at as people.
Yeah.
We have been looked at as inhumane. That's why
Yeah.
every time they make a reference,
Oh
it's
yeah.
always in reference to an animal,
Yeah.
monkeys,
Um,
dogs,
that's what we was talking about
all this
last
other
week.
shit. Because
Hmm.
even in the slave trade, we wasn't even so even in the slave trade when we was not looked at as people, and it took like I think 3 or 4, 5 black people to make one person, however that shit was. I mean, it started all the way back then. I mean, until they can look at us as a people, then all the other shit can come along.
I
But we
think
have to get recognized as a people, a
that's
person, a
that's what I mean
human.
by understanding though. Like they need to sit down, understand we are humans, we have families just like y'all do. We have feelings just like y'all do. We move just like y'all do in certain ways. That's what I mean by understanding. Like they have to understand us.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
I agree with you.
Yeah, they have to understand we are human. Just like, if y'all don't even want to believe in God, we are all one big freak fucking accident in this universe. Let's just put it that way. We ain't got to
Yeah.
believe in God. We ain't got to believe in anything else, but this universe is real. We are one big freak accident in this universe. Can't we just get along all?
Well, I don't know about freak accident because if you do a little bit of math out there, there's probably like at least, I don't know,
Okay.
100 others
Okay.
living things in the universe that are similar to us in some way,
D,
fashion, if not better.
let's do it this
That's
way.
an alien conversation. We don't have to have that right now.
Okay,
I'm just
yeah, we
saying.
can have an alien conversation later on because I'm with that shit right there.
I'm willing
No.
to go there.
Yeah, no, but that's what I mean by understanding. That's
Gotcha.
just what I mean by understanding. Exactly what y'all said. I may have just said it wrong. That's all.
Jesse, you gotta. Where would you start at, man? Or can you start? Is there one
Um,
place where you
I
would say,
mean,
here's where most of my energy should begin with?
I kind of agree with everything that everybody said. I mean, I'm a firm believer in dialogue and accountability when it boils down to it. Firm believer in dialogue and accountability. Because if you have that dialogue, yeah, it's been a while. You know, we have not been listened to,
Yeah,
and that's why we're at the point where we're at now. But if you can get those people empowered to sit down and listen to our people who have power, then we can create some sort of dialogue to, I guess, somehow unify this whole fucking thing,
yeah.
you know. But dialogue and accountability. I mean,
Right,
it's
I
not really.
suppose. Right, I'm right there with you. I guess. Obviously, it's a loaded question. It was kind of meant to be. That's how these things work.
Yeah.
Really gets us talking. But I don't know, man. Accountability for sure. Holding people responsible, and whether that's yourself
Mhm.
as an individual, your day to day, or anyone treating you unfairly, unjustly. Figure out who those are holding them accountability. I mean, maybe that does start with the conversation. Maybe that starts with policy changes. I don't know, but
Yeah.
so yeah,
No,
not a question so easily answered. I can
no.
appreciate that. Well, That being said, the struggle continues, gentlemen. Personally and as a community, nationally, and worldwide.
Yeah.
So we're all a part of it in our own way, and as we come together, in mass or the one-off situations where we're all dealing with this together. So, as Brother DJ said last week, I like to reiterate, and I love all of y'all, and I hope everyone is out here staying safe and whatever you do, and respect yourself and everybody else.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Anybody got any parting words here before we end the cast?
I
Yeah, I
think we hit it.
do.
Everybody be safe.
I'm back in the ring August 22nd.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm about
Can't
to
wait.
do a fucking big.
Where you gonna be at, brother?
Omaha.
Where are you gonna be? Omaha. Okay.
Omaha.
Okay.
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 I was saying that I'm battling August 22nd, Omaha, back in the ring.
Okay.
Can you
That's
tell
what's
us who
up.
you're battling?
Look at him thirsty.
No, I
Yeah.
can't. But
Okay.
he's dope. He's dope. It's probably my toughest opponent ever.
Dope.
He's
Oh,
got
that's
the
what's
eye
up.
of
That's
fire.
what's up. Yeah,
Can't
you gotta
wait.
come out swing. I like that. That's
Yeah.
that high energy shit right there.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
when he said
I
that,
want to battle. Okay.
when he said that, you could just hear like the pin's ready.
Right.
Right.
Like get at this. When I get done with this, I'm not fucking with nobody. I'm locked in. I'm in battle mode, so I gotta get.
Dope.
I was
I
about
might
to
as
say
well
I'm on
start.
my way over there.
Dope.
Well, I do want to send a quick shout out.
Smoke
go
that
ahead.
shit.
I was gonna say I do want to send a quick shout out to just all of our subscribers, all the views.
Hey,
Anyone
we got
dropping a comment
55,
here,
bro. We
right?
got
55.
fucking
55.
55.
That's a lucky
Yo.
number. That's a lucky number in at least 5 or 6 cultures across the world. I know that. That's got to be a thing. So I'm taking
You
that
got
number. I'm
somebody in
running
the
with it.
Netherlands.
Right.
I'll take that double nickel, bro. Like verge
Right.
I started this in October,
Yeah.
and in June. You know what I mean? Like, come
Right.
on, man.
Slowly but surely.
Got to start somewhere.
Quick shout out to Brian as well. Go check out his channel, Noobs and Pros.
Oh, I
He's out
appreciate
there
it.
all the time with the gaming channel,
Appreciate it.
streaming all the time.
Yeah.
I'm
I'll
out
be
there. I'm watching.
jumping
It's
in.
good times. He's not very good. He's not very good at a lot of the games, so that's fun. That's just
Bruh,
fun to watch.
I'm
You're not that good,
halfway
bro.
fucking blind. What do you expect?
DJ,
Well, that makes sense why you're not that good. That makes
What
sense why you're
is
not that
it?
good.
Players of everything, masters of none.
Thank you.
There you go. Right.
What'd you say, DJ? DJ was saying something.
Yo, I just want to let y'all know, and DJ, this is definitely up your alley. My son
Okay.
is starting a gamer merch apparel line.
Yeah.
It's called Sweat Life, and we're gonna have shirts, hoodies, all that shit. This is my son. He's 17.
Okay.
He's doing this.
Nice.
So
Tell him to hit me up.
he just got his PC. Yeah, he just got his PC. He's about to start streaming. I want to give him your Instagram and your info so you can kind of talk to him
Okay.
and kind of give him the ins and outs since
Yep.
you've been doing it for so long.
Just tell me, hit me up. I got you.
Nice.
I got
So
you.
there we
Appreciate
go.
you,
Coming
bro.
together.
Yep. No problem at all.
Well, as normal, we got other shows. We got a new show. We got the Junkyard Gang as well. I got Brian and Jesse in there with us as well. So make sure everyone goes check those out. Oh, that's just an all laugh cast. We try not to get too serious there. Take a break from the drama out here. And lastly, speaking of, I'm gonna be out of town next week, going camping up in Northeast Iowa. Checking out from some of this mush around this here city of ours. So we will be back shortly after, though, returning into the studio Saturday, July 20th, with the cast from there. So, yeah, we look forward to that return. Yeah.
July or June, brother.
June, my bad. June, whatever.
Okay.
There is no time anymore with COVID-19. Time doesn't exist, all right? So it's tough to keep track of.
So we hope you
Yes,
did
the
this.
fuck
Just to
you
let you
do.
know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah, I'm
on
sure.
camera.
I'm sure, right? Well, in that case, then look forward to at least one more Junkyard Gang, and then we'll be gone for about a week and a half, everyone, and then we'll return gloriously in our original spawning location, like salmon swimming upstream. So, all right, everyone. Like we said, everyone be safe. Appreciate y'all joining. This has been another episode of
Yep.
SquadKast podcast.
Deuces.
Peace out,
Peace.
brothers.
Easy.